Now, Samsung have been pretty much making wearables for a while now, and their devices have a few hit and misses. Now, with the latest smartwatch from Samsung dubbed the Gear S2, this is the first circular smartwatch from the company, popularly known as one of the most innovative smartwatches so far. Alicia from KLGadget TV here. How are you guys doing? And I will be taking a closer look at the Samsung Gear S2 and its uses in everyday life. At a glance, the Gear S2 looks great. The model we have here is the Gear S2 Classic, which looks more elegant and classy as it sports a more traditional appearance, hence the name. This model features leather straps which can be removed easily with a standard spring bar mechanism, which also means you can replace these straps with other watch bands from traditional watch brands. The only downside of the Gear S2 is the size, which seems just about right for those with narrow wrists, but a tad bit too small for men with larger wrists. Now on the underside of the Gear S2, you will find the heart rate sensor to keep track of your health and fitness levels, while on the right side of the watch, you will find two smooth, slightly raised buttons. The top button acts as a back button, while the bottom brings you back home or to launch the app drawer. One thing I noticed when I first took the Gear S2 out of the box is that there is no charging slot on the watch itself until I saw the charger. Now it is really neat that it uses wireless charging instead of having to plug in a USB, since this will look much neater on your bedside. And without any charging openings, the Gear S2 can offer IP68 water and dust protection. Now just don't go swimming in it. You might not want to anyway with the classic model, since wet leather will stink like unwashed socks. The most eye-catching feature of the Gear S2 is the rotating bezel. With this, the entire experience of a smartwatch has changed. Sure, you can swipe the screen just like any other smartwatches, but with the rotating bezel, scrolling through apps, widgets and notifications feels strangely satisfying. Now the rotating bezels make scrolling more intuitive and foolproof, so much so it really makes me wonder why no one else have thought of this before. Now there have been comments from friends that the bezel feels cheap, but to me it isn't that bad. Now, the million-dollar question, how long is the battery life? With 300 mAh battery to support the Gear S2 Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen with about 302 pixel density, you really can't be expecting the battery to last for a long time. With normal usage, which means getting notifications periodically throughout the day, the battery can last at the most 2 days, and that is really pushing it. Most of the time though, it can only last about a day before needing a recharge. The battery life is just so disappointing that the fact that it uses a proprietary wireless charger means I have to bring the charger with me, or I might just be wearing a brick when it dies out. Well, in case maybe forgetting to charge it the night before, or maybe accidentally knocking the watch off the wireless magnet charger. Now another thing I noticed is that with certain watch faces, the battery on the Gear S2 drains even faster. So make sure you choose your watch face with care. As for the interface, the Gear S2 is powered by Tizen, and despite that, it can be used with any other Android phone for now. All you need to do is download the Samsung Gear app to manage it, such as to download new apps, update the software, and changing watch faces. The app itself is easy to use. However, there are a lot of kinks Samsung needs to look into, especially for regions such as Malaysia. For one, the language of the app is in Bahasa Melayu. Thankfully, most Malaysians can read and understand that. But what about foreigners, or those who have been homeschooled or from international schools? I have tried so many ways to change the language to English, but as I look through forums and Samsung help pages, there isn't any way to do this. Apparently, the language depends on the country the SIM originated from. So Samsung, please do something to fix this pain in the butt. Now let's look at the apps. When the Gear S2 was first launched, we were told that there will be thousands of apps to choose from. Well, maybe that is true for other countries which offer apps to unlock the car, Samsung Pay, and much more. But for us here in Malaysia and the surrounding regions, we are limited in apps. Which is such a shame really, since the Gear S2 is a beautiful device that offers a great smartwatch experience. Well, you can still enjoy regular apps like monitoring fitness and health levels, get notifications, and even replying them using the watch, although that can be a tad bit fiddly. Now you can even read news from CNN, Flipboard, and Bloomberg. It's just that aching feeling of knowing Samsung could have done so much more to cater for those of us on this side of the globe. So what is the conclusion of this review? Honestly, I have mixed feelings about this. As much as I like the design of the Samsung Gear S2 and the rotating bezel experience, I am quite disappointed with the battery life and the lack of apps. I really hope Samsung will do something to correct this issue, or else it would be really quite sad for us here in this region.
Thanks for watching the video. You guys are the best. So don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, but don't dislike us, alright? Now follow KLGadgetGuy on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the usual social media stuff. And till the next video, this is Alicia signing off. Bye bye.